Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. WWE CEO Triple H had a heartfelt response when a beloved star asked him if she could come by during an episode of Raw. WWE ring announcer Lillian Garcia opened up about her conversation with the game in a new interview with Chris Van Vliet. In May last year, Lillian Garcia made a one-off return on an episode of Raw. Garcia signed with WWE a few months later and is now working again as a ring announcer for the Stamford-based promotion. Garcia recently had a chat with Chris Van Vliet and discussed several topics. As per Garcia, Triple H was elated when she asked him if she could come by and meet her friends in WWE during Raw. Several beloved stars have been brought back under the game's creative direction over the past couple of years. Many fans believe more former WWE stars are bound to return to the company somewhere down the line. As for Garcia, fans are beyond happy to see her come back and become a mainstay again on WWE TV. Judging by her comments on Insight, she seems quite happy as well with her WWE return. The lights of the WWE Performance Center glowed with an almost ethereal aura, reflecting the gravity of the moment. The air was thick with anticipation, an invisible current of excitement coursing through the halls. For years he had stayed away, charting a different course, carving a new legacy elsewhere. But deep down, the ring always called him back. A seasoned warrior, a man whose name echoed through arenas worldwide, now stood on the precipice of one of the most defining moments of his career. The call had been made nearly a year ago, a tentative, careful reach across the divide between past and future. He had dialed a number he had once known by heart, unsure if the voice on the other end would still welcome him home. Triple H had answered, his deep, unmistakable voice carrying the weight of leadership and the camaraderie of old battles fought side by side. "Come on back," the game had said simply, his words both an invitation and a challenge. It had taken months to process that response. He had walked away before, convinced that his time in WWE was a chapter closed. The allure of independence had drawn him into uncharted waters, and he had thrived, making a name for himself in ways he never imagined. The wrestling world had evolved, new stars had risen, and yet his name remained a constant, whispered in both nostalgia and admiration. But the business had a funny way of pulling its own back into its grasp. He had felt it gnawing at him in quiet moments, in the roars of unfamiliar crowds, in the way his body ached, not just for the thrill of competition, but for the home he had left behind. So now, he stood at the doorstep of destiny, staring at the iconic WWE logo that had once defined his career. He wasn't the same man who had left. He was sharper, wiser, hardened by the trials of the industry beyond its walls. He had seen the business from angles he hadn't before, battled warriors from different arenas, and emerged a more complete fighter. And yet, he couldn't deny that a part of him still yearned to feel the energy of a packed WWE arena once more. He took a deep breath, steadied his nerves. This wasn't just about a return. It was about unfinished business. Questions lingered in the air. Would the fans embrace him? Would the locker room see him as a prodigal son, or as an outsider trespassing on sacred ground? And perhaps most pressing of all, was he still capable of standing at the pinnacle of sports entertainment, of proving that his name belonged among the legends? The doors parted before him, and as he stepped inside, memories flooded back in a rush. The echoes of past matches, the scent of fresh canvas, the energy of performance running through the very bones of the place. He walked forward, each step affirming his decision. Triple H was waiting, his arms crossed, that ever-present glint of steel and wisdom in his eyes. "Took you long enough," he remarked, the corners of his lips twitching upward in a smirk. Triple H extended his hand, the weight of the moment sinking in. This was no longer just a gesture of friendship, it was an unspoken agreement, a contract of trust. The star grasped it firmly, sealing his return with a grip that held the promise of battles yet to be fought. The game's smirk widened. "Welcome home. Now, let's remind the world who the hell you are." And just like that, the wheels of destiny began turning once more. The news of his return would soon set the wrestling world ablaze. Fans would speculate, old rivals would take notice, and the landscape of WWE would shift with the weight of his presence. But for now, in this quiet, electric moment, he allowed himself a smile.